Hi, and welcome to American Government Online. My name is Dr. Schmidt, and I'm your professor this semester. I'm sorry to be a disembodied voice on this, but I wanted to give you a short walkthrough of the course. If you have taken this course before and are just retaking it, or you have known someone who has taken this course at Darton in the past, then probably the course that you saw before or they saw before was completely different. If someone has given you or sold you a textbook from this course from a previous version, be advised that you will not need that textbook because the textbook for this course is in the course itself. So you shouldn't be having to buy anything extra for this course unless you wanted to get just a printed copy of the textbook. I do think those are available at the bookstore, at least that's what I understand. But that's just a printout of the book. But the book is available completely inside the class, so you don't have to do that unless you want to. So here we are in our class. This is what it looks like when I come to class. Currently I'm here as the instructor, so I'm going to change it over to students so you can see what it looks like. This is what it should look like when you come to class. So I first want to point out right here in the middle that these are the announcements, and you need to make sure that you are paying close attention to the announcements for this class. So I am going to post regular announcements here, so you're going to want to make sure that you have had a look at those. Also, I want to point something out to you that's a little misleading. Okay, so off here to the left, this is the calendar area, and I know that people follow this calendar very closely, but it's not an ideal way to keep track of your assignments. Desire to Learn or Brightspace is a very good and powerful tool, but unfortunately it has it makes some decisions about time zones, which can kind of undermine what we're doing here. So I am not currently in the state of Georgia. I live in the state of Kansas right now. My husband's in the Army and we move around quite a bit. And so I don't currently live in Georgia. So I'm not in the same time zone as you. And when I set up assignment due dates, then they get messed up because of the time zones. So at any rate, that's the long story, long way around just to say, please don't rely too heavily on this information that's under calendar in this course. Instead, if you see here, go off to the left here under this content browser area, see syllabus. If we click on that, then we need to click on the syllabus again. Sorry about that, but it gives some information about you. I'm not sure. That should not say Carton State College, Darton State College. We'll get that fixed. Sorry about that. At any rate, you'll notice a couple of things. First off, that my office hours are by appointment. That is, if you need to talk to me on the phone, then we need to negotiate that ahead of time. So please send me an in-class email message using this link up here, or make a posting via the discussion board asking me to set up a time, and I can give you my telephone number. But I do have a daytime job, so we need to set up a time that we can talk. At any rate, there's a bunch of information, but what I really wanted to show you was if you scroll down and scroll down and scroll down, that we down here have a course schedule, and these due dates are the ones that you're going to want to keep an eye on. So lesson 1's due by August 30th here, and due by means technically, the end of the day, which would be 11:59 p.m. And that's the quiz and the discussion board. So what you need to know about that is that the quizzes, although they are technically not due until the end of the term, I do have suggested due dates as we go. So I would suggest that you do quiz 1 during this due date time, and then get that submitted on time for lesson 1. But I will take them late, and I'll take them late without penalty. So if you get behind, if you haven't been able to do your reading yet for a week, then it's more important to get caught up before you do your quizzes. Discussion boards are a little bit of a different duck. So discussion boards need to be done during the week that we are discussing. And that's because, that's the only time in the semester where everyone in the class is going to be together talking about the particular issue of the discussion board. So please keep your discussions due when the lesson is done. So discussion for lesson 1 will be due by August 30th. I ask that you get in there earlier, you start discussing so that we aren't in there with everybody in there on the last day trying to post, because that's not a discussion then. That's nobody can pay attention to what anybody else is doing. They're just trying to get their stuff up real quick. So you don't want to be that person. Please don't be that person. Please get in there a little bit earlier, start the discussion, try to keep things rolling, because this is really a good way for people to learn from one another. So see week 2, same thing. It's good if you get your quiz done by September the 13th, but if you don't, it's not going to be penalized. But that discussion board for lesson 2 then starts on August the 31st and closes then on September the 13th at the end of the day. So we have other things here. We have a writing assignment due by September the 27th. We have another writing assignment due by October the 25th. Then the final exam is open during from December the 5th to December the 10th. So please use these dates rather than using the ones on your calendar, because these are for sure accurate. So if you ever notice that there's a distinction and difference between them, then this is where you need to go to get those dates. There's a nice little lesson breakdown for you, and then there's some other policies in the syllabus. Now I want to go back here. I'm going to click on Course Home here and show you something. Now it's really important that over here in this content browser that you use these links to get to your content. I know that people can go directly to the discussion, to the content, to the Dropbox, to the quizzes, all of that up here. But I would discourage you from doing that, because each one of these lessons has all sorts of content in it, and if you jump around using these links up here in this black bar, you're not going to see stuff you're going to need. So let's take a look here at lesson 1. Sorry about that, got an email. So I clicked on lesson 1. So see, here's the readings. Chapter 1 is right here. You can download it right here and read it. You can put it on an e-reading device if you want to, if you have one. There's lots of different things you can do. Oh, I'm sorry, I backed right up over it. So that's lesson 1's readings. There's chapter 1 and 2. Here's a little bit of thought about why government, what's the difference between government and politics. Now we're going to ask you to know that, so you need to have read that. Understanding democracy, same thing. So there's all these other pieces of information that if you jump up here in this black bar, you're not going to see, right? So these activities then, under additional resources, we have lesson 1 activities. Activities is what the stuff you're going to do. You have the lesson 1 discussion, lesson 1 self-assessment, so a little test you can do, and then the actual lesson 1 quiz that is going to be submitted. So these are the assignments that you saw in the syllabus with the due dates. Okay, so once you kind of get in the habit of it and you go through these lessons 1 and then the next thing, then you're going to find that it all builds on each other, and you're going to be prepared to take that quiz or to do the writing assignment. So see, I've just been backing up and going forward in this little home area here. This is just real critical. This is the most important part of the class. So we've got this information, we've got the news here, these two things taken together. That's where you're going to want to take a look. You can look at your calendar, see what's coming up, but don't let it throw you, because some of those dates are going to look wrong. Just please use your syllabus dates. So I look forward to dealing with you, talking to you more in the class. Look for these kinds of videos and other things as we go out through the semester, and welcome to class.